So, welcome students for the spectroscopy lecture, and the last point of the rotational spectra of diatomic molecule that today we are going to discuss, that is the microwave oven. Here microwave oven, it is invented in 1945 by American electrical engineer, and the name of that engineer is Percy Spencer, and then it is modified in various forms. I mean, you are very well known the function and construction of microwave oven. Here in microwave oven, the food is heated by passing microwave radiation through it. It contains a device, magnetron, which produces microwaves for equally heating from all directions. The food material can be kept on a turntable. The microwave radiation penetrates inside the food. The water molecules in the food absorb the radiation and excited to the higher rotational levels. Consequently, these molecules re-emit the excess rotational energy in the form of heat. By utilizing this heat, the food gets cooked. The water molecules are polar in nature and hence interact with microwave radiation, while other biological molecules in the food are large and are not able to be rotated. This fact makes microwave oven different than conventional oven. In conventional hot oven, heat is produced by heating element, and it cooks food by conduction from outside in, that is from outside layer to inner layer. In case of microwave oven, due to simultaneous excitation of all water molecules in the bulk of the food, it is heated inside out. Thus, the heating process of microwave oven is internal. The advantage of microwave oven is that the cooking time is reduced, that is, it takes place in a very short time. The microwave radiation can affect simultaneously on human body. Therefore, precaution must be taken that no radiation is allowed to leak from oven. Hence, the door must be properly sealed during the operation of microwave oven. And nowadays, the utilization or use of microwave oven is a very important to cooking food and many other purposes in the industrial area also. Now we are going to see the next point of the spectroscopy, and the second point here, it is the vibrational spectra of diatomic molecule. Here the main difference in the rotational spectra of diatomic molecule and vibrational spectra of diatomic molecule, and that main difference, it is the bond between the two atoms. In case of rotational spectra, it is a rigid one, it is stiff one. The bond length, it remains as it is throughout the end over end rotations of the molecules. But in this vibrational spectra, the bond is elastic one. The bond length, it may increases or it may decreases. This is the difference between the vibrational diatomic molecule and rotational rigid molecule. And to obtain a vibrational spectra, the molecule has to absorb the radiation in the infrared region, and the wavelengths in the infrared region are in between 800 nanometer to 35 micrometers. Here, the energy of infrared radiation is sufficient to cause transition from one vibrational level to the another vibrational level of the same electronic energy. Since each vibrational change is accompanied by several changes in the rotational energy, also the absorption band consists of a series of closely spaced lines. Hence, this spectrum is also called as vibrational rotational spectra. But if we take a diatomic molecule having permanent dipole moment in a liquid state, under this situation, we could not have a rotational transitions. Here we will get only the pure vibrational spectra. That means the transitions takes place only in vibrational energy levels. And the molecules here, these are considered as simple harmonic oscillator. That means the motion of simple pendulum, the motion of swing machine, or the uh, two masses, they are connected by a spring. That means if we apply the force, then the two atoms, they will come close to each other, and if we uh, apply the force in the reverse direction, then the two bonds, that means the bond length in between the two atoms, it also increases, and it obeys the Hooke's law. And the statement of Hooke's law, here it is: the restoring force that tending to restore an atom to its original position is proportional to the displacement of the atom from the mean position or equilibrium position. And all the simple harmonic motions, they obey the Hooke's law. And mathematically, the Hooke's law, it is stated, or it is given as restoring force F, it is equal to minus K into delta X, where delta X is the displacement of the atom from mean position, and K, it is the proportionality constant, it is also called as force constant, and F, it is a force acting in a opposite direction, that is the negative sign. Then here, for a diatomic molecule which is connected with the help of spring, it is our diatomic molecule, two masses connected with the help of spring. Here the covalent bonds in molecules are not rigid sticks or rods, but are more like stiff springs that can be stretched and bent. Then the stretching, they may be symmetric or asymmetric, that means bond length changes, and bending, that means scissoring, rocking, wagging, and twisting, that means the bond angles are changing. Here we consider only the symmetric stretching. Symmetric stretching motion, that means bond length changes in case of diatomic molecules. Then if we plot the graph of bond length versus energy, and suppose our diatomic molecule is H2 molecule, and the position of one H atom we fix here, and as we increase the energy, the bond length between the two, it goes on increasing, and we get, this is the perfect U-shaped or harmonic graph, and this is the energy level diagram for a simple harmonic oscillator. Suppose for example for H2 molecule, remember that when we apply the force in between the two atoms, that means stretching type of force, as the force increases, as the energy increases, the bond length between the two atoms, it also increases, and we get, this is the potential energy curve for a diatomic molecule, and this is the equilibrium distance. As we increase the energy, the extension increases. As we decrease the energy, compression increases. Remember, and here in this case energy curve is parabolic, and it is given by E, it is equal to 1 half into K in a bracket R minus R equilibrium bracket square, that is delta X. Then as per the Schrodinger wave equation, the oscillation frequency of simple harmonic oscillator, it is given by omega oscillation, it is equal to 1 by 2 pi into square root of K by mu, where K it is a force constant and mu it is a reduced mass, and this oscillation frequency, that is omega oscillation, we can convert by omega bar oscillation as 1 by 2 pi into square root of K into K upon nu. Here by putting C, that is the velocity of light, we can convert the energy in terms of frequency, and here the permitted energy levels of the harmonic oscillator, they are given by E phi, that means vibrational energy, it is equal to phi plus 1 half into H into omega oscillation, where H it is a Planck's constant and omega oscillation it is a oscillation frequency, and the vibrational energy here it is in the hertz, that means cycles per second, and we can convert into the units of wave number. Here it is, we have E phi, it is equal to vibrational energy upon Hc, and we get here phi plus 1 half into H into omega oscillation, and when the phi, that is vibrational quantum number phi, it is equal to 0, we get this 1 half H into omega oscillation, and this energy it is called as 0 point energy, and the selection rule for harmonic oscillator undergoing vibrational change, it is equal to delta phi equal to plus 1 or minus 1, that means the transition of electron it takes place from phi equal to 0 to phi equal to 1, then from phi equal to 1 to phi equal to 2, phi equal to 2 to phi equal to 3, and so on, and the greater values of delta phi as plus minus 2 plus minus 3, these transitions are forbidden, and if these transitions occurs, they are called as overtone transitions, and this perfect U-shaped graph it is get violated, that means the unharmonicity occurs. and the there are violations in the energy equation also. As already we have seen, the vibrational energy, it is given by E phi, it is equal to phi plus 1 half omega bar oscillation, and the unit centimeter inverse. When the oscillating molecule is in its lowest vibrational level, that is when phi it is equal to 0, then the energy is given by E0, it is equal to 1 half h omega oscillation, and the unit here energy in joules. And to convert that energy in wave number, we have to divide energy value in joules by Hc, and we get E0, it is equal to 1 half omega bar oscillation, and the unit here it is centimeter inverse. This energy is known as 0 point energy of the molecule, and this implies that the diatomic molecule have always some amount of energy depending upon the masses and strength of the bond. This also suggests that these atoms cannot be at rest with respect to each other. Then the selection rule for the vibrational spectra of diatomic molecules. From the Schrödinger equation, the selection rule for the simple harmonic oscillator for vibrational motion is given by delta phi, it is equal to plus or minus 1. That is, for absorption, vibrational quantum number increases, and for emission, it decreases only by 1. Now, according to selection rule, consider the vibrational transition from lower level phi to next higher level phi plus 1 half. The energy change for this transition we will get here delta phi, it is equal to delta E phi, it is equal to E phi plus 1 minus E phi, and putting the values of phi as a phi plus 1 and phi equal to phi, we get the difference in energy, and that difference in energy delta E phi, it is equal to omega oscillation, and the nature of the vibrational spectra, it is like this. At the center we have a single line here, and the vibrational energy in terms of wave number, that is centimeter inverse, required for transition between two adjacent levels. On the basis of above discussion, we can construct a diagram containing vibrational energy levels, and this is the phi values, that means for different vibrational quantum number v equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, and putting here phi value as a 0, we have energy 1 half h omega oscillation for phi 0 value. Then when phi it is equal to 1, we get here the value 3 by 2 omega oscillation. Then for phi equal to 2, we get 5 by 2 value. Then for phi equal to 3, we get 7 by 2 value, and so on. This is the vibrational energy level diagram. And the nature of the vibrational spectra, at the center we have the single line at the frequency omega bar oscillation. With the help of vibrational spectra, we can determine the force constant value. We know that the vibrational energy levels are equally spaced with the spacing of omega bar oscillation, and we know omega bar oscillation, it is equal to 1 upon 2 pi into c into square root of k by nu. And rearranging this equation, we can find this k as 4 pi square c square into omega bar oscillation into nu. That means we can find the value of force constant with the help of this equation. And for next lecture, we will see the overtones. And overtones, these occurs in the anharmonic oscillators.